Hello, welcome back to White Swan Finance. In this video, we're going to take a look at bar statistics, which you will most likely have seen at the bottom of a footprint chart, and most likely also thought it looks too confusing to bother to learn. But stick with me, as this could end up being a real key part of your trading success. The software that I use is by ATAS, and if you want to give them a go completely free, check out the link in the description below. So you may have seen images and trading screens showing basically every statistic that can be gathered regarding a candlestick, and I get it, it's a lot. But trust me, it isn't all that confusing. Firstly, you don't need to look at all this data, and in fact, if you did, you would most likely always find a reason to take a trade and also always find a reason not to. So break it down into the information you want to see, what helps you with your strategies, experiment and explore what benefits you, and don't bother looking at what doesn't. For example, I personally use the following: the delta or vertical delta, showing the overall delta for that candle, the max delta, which shows the highest positive delta reading, the min delta, which shows the lowest negative delta reading, the volume, and commonly I look at the bar time, which here on ATAS shows me in seconds how long each bar took to form. This of course is only beneficial if you trade off a non-time defined chart. So if you trade tick charts, Renko, or range charts like me, it may be beneficial to you. But if you prefer a 5-minute candle, for example, you already know how long that candle took to form. So why these data points? Well, these fit the ideas that I use in the market. There are many other ideas and data sets that you can look at, such as data divided by volume, change in overall delta, or volume per second, plus many, many others. So how can you know what you should use? Well, it comes down to you developing your own trading strategies and finding what works for you. They are all useful in their own right, but some will help you more than others. For example, let's look into how we can understand the relationship between max min and vertical delta, the way I use it. So what are they showing us? Well, vertical delta alone is useful, but the max and min can help us determine further the sentiment of buyers and sellers. For example, we have been in a range here for the last 25 minutes or so. We broke above this high by 2 ticks and closed back inside the range. Now, that certainly shouldn't be enough to trigger us into a short position, so let's look deeper into this, comparing our delta information. The delta figure was -329, and the max was 245, with the min being -347. So that tells us that there was a push to break this out higher. How can we know? Well, the max delta reads 245. Not the highest in this range, but this is the push that tried to break out. Then we can ascertain that sellers came in pretty hard, because we swung from 245 to -347, and we closed with a delta of -329. This signals to me that this might be the top, or at least for now. Although, if you remember my video on highs and lows, you will also see that this fits in perfectly here, 0 print, declining volume, etc. So what then happens? We sell off, and we see the volume cluster here as buyers try to defend the bottom of the range, but ultimately price breaks down. Then, if you also remember from last week about delta setups, here we have a delta divergence that we can be confident in. You could have traded this a number of ways depending on your preference. Perhaps this, or perhaps like this. Here's another way we can use max and min to help us, possibly my favorite way. This is called a delta flip. This is where we go from one very high delta to an opposing delta with a high reading also. You can trade these in a few different ways, some more simplistic and some more complex, which I will show you in a future video. But here we have a candle closing on its max reading of 279. The next candle then reverses completely and closes at -393. Now you can see it had a min negative of 397. So we are only 4 away from its min delta reading. This essentially is the delta flip, closing at one extreme and then closing at an opposing extreme of delta. This particular example also presents an imbalance reversal, something that I will be covering when I do a video on stacked imbalances. Here is another example of a delta flip. This candle, we close at our max delta, then our second candle makes and rejects a new high and closes on its min delta. Some people will be far more strict on their delta readings. For example, this is the most ideal setup you would be looking for, and they do occur, but personally I am a little more relaxed on this and I judge my entries along with other factors as well. But if you want the picture perfect setup to look for, it's something like this. Remember, there are many more ways you can use bar statistics to your advantage. So be sure to add them to your chart and see if you can incorporate them into your own strategies, either as a confluence or as a standalone strategy. They are very useful for you to use. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave any questions in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.